While OpenAI gets the most attention, Anthropic has been really busy. They have been busy releasing a bunch of features that could be significantly useful and change the whole game. And this is not really to be taken lightly. I'm going to talk through the 5 new capabilities, features, whatever you want to think about it. And one of them is kind of super, game changer in its own way. The others are more like quality of life, and there's not to like clickbait or anything. It's just what they have done. So if you see the news, just within the past month, they have increased the workbench. Yeah, like just every few days they have been like incrementally doing. So there have been a policy upgrade 1st of November. There have been prompt changes like improvements to prompts in the developer console, and I'll talk about all of this in detail. They've talked about hardware specific and like working closely with AWS. There's a model context protocol. This is what I was saying. You can now personalize your responses in Claude, like not just give it flair, like make it concise and all that, but it can understand your profile as well. So a lot of interesting stuff, most of them pretty powerful. Let's start. The first is using a Google Docs integration. I know I did not cover about it in the news, but then that's what you get by continuing to the video. Cool. So what they are doing is, if you have a private project, I don't have Claude account yet. I'm going to try all of this and publish all of like a full review. But this feature essentially is you could integrate a lot of documents like upload PDF and all that into your private projects and chat through it. Now what it is doing is it's giving an option to add content, select the Google Drive, and you basically will authenticate through Google Drive and you can take your documents. So if you have information in Google Docs, this is very powerful. Now imagine a content creator, somebody like me. While I don't use Google Doc, just this feature can help me unlock a lot of things, because what I can always do is keep writing my articles or my research in Google Docs and keep appending it here as project knowledge, and it's going to keep giving me latest ideas, insights from them, like new content. And basically Google Docs, it's not like capturing images and all that, but that could again change at a later point in time. And the Google Docs added to chats and project knowledge are synced directly from Google Drive, ensuring you're always working with the latest version. So it's not like they're going to import it static. You keep adding new information and you're going to keep getting latest content. Moving on to the next one, which is powering the next generation of AI development with AWS. Mouthful, but what's happening is that AWS has been building a specialized hardware called Trainium series, and this series is kind of an accelerator for doing AI. So there's a lot of backing, like the AI software stack that AWS has and the infrastructure that they have. And they are working with a company called Annapurna Labs at AWS on the development and optimization of the new accelerator. This is basically a very good approach. If you think about it, like Apple does this, they bought in, they were not happy with Intel or whatsoever was the reason, they bought in their M1 chips. Now this has given them the ability to unlock a significant amount of compute, lot of better hardware software integration. This is essentially where Anthropic is leading towards, where they are partnering with AWS to give the hardware and software combination, and that could optimize a lot of things, right? It could take the cost of AI training down, it could increase the response time for inferences and things like that. So if you think about Claude, then it just becomes like a core infrastructure enabler for everything. Now, while this statement is more from its availability in Bedrock, but the whole hardware software combination can just be a potential game changer. And what else does it bring, right? When you can get close to hardware when doing AI, a lot of security features can also come in, a lot more customizability can come in, a lot more fine tuning ability can come in. Your ability to come closer to your data is, very natural, instead of making integrations and doing that. So this could just be, a significant game changer for maybe a couple of months to unfold. And then R&D is very natural. What else? You can improve your prompts in the developer console. So basically we dump prompts and we are shitty at doing prompts. So Claude realized it and said, hey, I'm going to give you a tool that can fix your prompts. And there are a lot of startups that are actually doing that. I've covered a couple of tools before that can do prompt optimization. There's a library like DSPY that can do. Claude is like, "मैं खुद कर देता हूँ." So what you can do is just, have a very simple UI, and it supports a lot of methods around this. You can do COT, you can do example standardization, you can do enrichment, rewriting, etc., etc. And in their testing, that prompt improver increased accuracy by 30% for multi-label classification test and brought word count adherence up to 100% for a summarization task. Now, this is a significant benchmark to look at, and I will want to get more deeper in this, but then, yeah, this is more like an outline video. Manage multi-shot examples, evaluate prompts with ideal outputs, etc., etc. And then they have used something like kappa.ai to talk about maybe a company that uses this. What is kappa.ai? Okay, kappa AI is really trusted AI answers for your technical users. Now, I could totally imagine the prompt being refined using that and being further used in this for supporting your whatever customer chatbot or whatever you have. So they use the prompt improver to migrate multiple critical AI workloads to Claude, which is just beautiful. And I think this is a great marketing move as well. I'll want to slow down here for a second and say that prompts are not interchangeable. And I keep talking about it that if you have a prompt for OpenAI, it will not work the same way for Anthropic. It's not going to work the same way for Llama. So some this is also a little sneaky, which is good. Sneaky is good. Moving on. This is the model context protocol. Now what they are really talking about is they are open sourcing a protocol which is a standard for connecting AI assistant to the systems where data live. Right now, the way we interact with AI is we have integrations and API calls, and we have a system or a service which kind of does the job of joining these two. What MCP is kind of trying to do and change is that as you invest a lot in model capabilities, you also want to gain advancement in the reasoning. And how can this come in? As you give more input from your data, this can be the approach for feeding like live data to your AI. So what they have done is they have built some sort of I'll just quickly show the core architecture. So they have built some sort of a server which can provide context tools and prompts to clients, and clients maintaining one-to-one connection with hardware with the server. So this, in a way, this sort of integration, if the MCP protocol is bridging the whole communication between data and AI, then you can imagine a lot of systems being built on top of this to be able to kind of, help support bringing data much closer. And there are a couple of examples that they have, and they have definitely brought in some customers. They are talking about an example, and the whole point of publishing this as an open source protocol could also be to just grow the ecosystem. This could be a platform in itself, to be seen how it matures. The last of the capabilities, and I'm nearing almost 10 minutes in this video, I hope you have stuck around, is the response to your style. What Claude was missing is that you would just get a response, and a lot of time you'll want to say that, hey, give me just bullet points, make this more explanatory, give me a certain way. And what they've done is you have just said that, all right, we'll give you styles. So you can choose a style which is normal, concise, explanatory, formal, or you can even create and edit a style. And basically these styles would give you the responses according to that style. You can always generate custom styles, like probably you can feed an example, you can feed a prompt. I'm pretty sure that's possible. And this ability will give you like a constant similar approach depending on the kind of work you're doing. So maybe if you're trying to learn something new, you want it to be exploratory. But if you want to, be a little formal, writing email, great. You just want a little bit of documentation, like a clear and short, concise, you could do this. There are also a little bit more updates on, I do not see that here in the article, but they have also done a little bit of work in the profile section where you can have certain options in the profile section as well, which I will test out and let you know. So if you have looked and heard and listened to this video, and if you have liked this conversation, please subscribe कर लो, like कर लो, comment दो और क्या सुनना चाहते हो. This was a video about what's cooking in Anthropic and all the top features that they have released in the last month. If you want to see more videos like this, please comment and subscribe and like and share. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.